Right, there we go. Alright, we'll give a... Sorry about the late startup time, guys. Just a few complications here, there and everywhere. And also I was enjoying a chocolate sort of Sunday deluxe yogurt, which is really nice. But yeah, give us a second, I'll just get everything set up for you, get everything posted everywhere. And hopefully the stream's working okay for you guys. Excellent, 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 excellent. Send that to you. Brilliant, excellent, fantastic. Oh, fan-dabby-dozy. Right, intros are in order. Welcome. Welcome one and all. Women, children, men of all ages. To round number 3 of the French Grand Prix here at Paul Ricard. I will be your host once again for the entirety of the F2 season, hopefully, if there's no other complications. I'll be your host, Lordy-MK. You'll know me from things like the old F1 grid, or F4 currently, or maybe FP, or where else would you know me from? I don't know, because I'm pretty useless at a lot of things. But enough about me, let's get on to these drivers right now. We currently have 5 viewers. Yeah, sorry guys if you're just tuning into the late stream. Some complications here, there and everywhere, and it's just held us back a bit. But regardless, we're here. It's a lovely sunny evening in France, not where I live. It's cold and miserable where I am, but it's a lovely sunny evening in France for the start of the short qualifying session. As we see Tom McElhatton Wommer, also known as Wommer, on his outlap in the lovely Silver Arrow. And also following him is a Williams. And I will find out who that Williams is, because I think it's this man right here. Keep scrolling. Happy Odin. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Right. Because it's a late stream and I only do all the pre sort of setup changes and the pre sort of broadcast settings beforehand. But obviously I'm a bit late, so a bit all over the place. So apologies to everybody if I'm a bit slow to get started while I get get all this sorted. Right, here we go for the start of the qualifying session. Here we go, got some air into my lungs now as we see Wommer commence the proceedings on his first flying lap around the lovely Paul Ricard circuit here in France. He's had a bit of shaky form, good old Wommer. He joined late in the Bahrain session last week, and we also remember Baku. We all know what happened there. He's on for a podium, and that man, unfortunately, walls on his forte. But luckily for him, Paul Ricard doesn't contain many walls. It's all lovely concreted yellow and red paint all over the place. If you're colourblind, then it is yellow and red. I am colourblind, and I can make out that it's yellow and red. Oh my god, blue and red. I'm apparently colourblind. But yeah, blue and red paint scattered around the circuit, and it makes for a lovely viewing experience. tell a lie, it really doesn't. It makes it look like Play-Doh all around the circuit. But anyway, finishing the second sector off is Wommer at the moment. A lovely wide line. Seemed to bog down on the exit though. Does avoid the curb on the inside, which is very, very optimal for a qualifying lap time. I know you lose a couple of tenths if you do scrape the curbs there. He's missed the apex a tad on his first lap. He double upshifts coming across the line. Does Wommer, as I excuse myself, and it's a 129.7. Looked like he backed off at the end there, as we see Abiodun running horrendously wide. So we will quickly shift off board with him and go on board with a Barretta. Too many B's to count, as he is all over the place. We will finish his lap just to see where he can position himself, but I don't think it's been one of his let's say stellar performances from this man anyway, as he enters the final corner right now in top-notch glory as he comes across the line, and it's obviously P number 3 for that man. Where's Black Phoenix? Oh, as Ollie Flavel's in the wall! Ollie Flavel giving me a bit of a scare there. He's all over the place in the mediums, not having a good time up there, as we also go on board with Cherry 2 Pie in the McLaren, who sets a 130.4, so nobody near Wommer's time for the moment. Black Phoenix on the hard compound tyres, the standout performer in a lot of these races. He had a weird glitch last time out where he disconnected from the party and he joined, and his car was 3 seconds slower, I was told in my DM, so very unfortunate for him last time out. But he's looking to bounce back because he was a top performer in Baku, and he was one of the top performers in Bahrain, if not for the unfortunate incident. Ollie Flavel, as we've seen, has already hit the barrier, so we will go off board with him, and we will see where people are. We've got Praga and Luke Green, the remaining people for this session, as we will turn on the tyres just to make not tyres, yeah, we'll turn on tyres, sorry, yeah, tyres. Yeah, that's fine. Turn on that one. As you see, Praga coming around the final corner with what looks to be a green and pink helmet, which is just makes you want to vomit, really. He's got no ERS as he crosses the line, but it's P number 3 for Praga on the soft compounds, but nobody near Tom at this moment, as we're going to cycle to Luke Green, who has bailed out of his lap and opted for the pit lane. As we also see the return of Ugi Azim to the starting roster. And this man, he's been absent for a lot of races at the start of the season, precisely 2 if you've been tuned into every race, because it is round 3. But Ugi looking to prove himself out there on track at the moment. Obviously is I don't know with Ugi, he can be very, very consistent and up there in terms of pace, but let's see if he can optimise the pace of that Scuderia around this track. I don't feel like he's going to have the cojones necessary to be able to perform today. You know, he's not been in league racing for a while, whether that's holiday or whether he's out doing what he does best. I won't go into that because that's his business and not anybody else's, but I do think he will struggle today. I do think he's just going to get an eye in for the game, because he has been absent for a while. But we will move on to, I believe, this man right here. Is he going to go for another lap? He is a 10th up through the first sector as he enters the long back straight. It's technically 2 back straights because of this chicane that separates the 2. Just have a bit of a breather as you undulate down into 3rd gear. Normally I opt for, but 4th gear a lot of these drivers like to go into, and Black Phoenix loves cutting these curbs as well on the onboard anyway. I don't think it will be one of his fastest times because he is on the hard set of tyres, so he won't be looking to set a very impressive lap time, but nonetheless he's getting a good eye in for the track, and his time isn't bad considering the circumstances he's under at the moment. He is going quicker on this lap. Whether he'll stay out is another thing. We'll keep on board with him while he finishes the lap, just to see how neatly and tidily he can sort himself out. And here he comes now, takes a lot of curve on the inside, shortening the length to the final corner, and he just lets loose the power of that Honda engine with all the turbo, and he goes P number 6 for the 31.4. Very, very impressive actually on the hard tyres. Now we will go on board with Ugi Azim. We'll try and use that menu a bit more. I've got a bit of a habit of scrolling through the entire field before I can get to somebody who's actually on a lap, so I will try and contain my excitement of pressing the L2 and R2 buttons So I do apologise if I give you a seizure from from my constant flicking and flicking off of drivers. And Skeven joins late to the session, so default setup for him, unfortunately. Let's see if he can nab a few points even with 6 wings. Nogi Azim very slow on the double upshift. Maybe them rusty old fingers of his can't get up to speed as he sets the slowest time of the evening with the 1:32.1, but he is in the top 10 because not everybody has set a lap time. Now we will go on board with Pip Matt, who's also on a lap. No, he's not. I believe he's beginning to start a lap. Anybody else out there on a lap at the moment? Not furthest down the track, I do think. We will stay on board with this man then. Good old Pip Matt. I think he might be giving his teammate a tow actually. He is looking to start his lap, but there's a McLaren directly behind him. And what I can remember from Bahrain, he does love getting a lot of tows. Very, very interesting, inventive line for the final corner though from Pip Matt as he starts his flying lap. We're going to stay on board actually, you know, as he enters turn 1. We're going to go cockpit cam, well, TV pod cam, as he looks very, very slow. He isn't yeah, he's backed off, so I think he might be helping Cherry 2 Pie. If we just go on board with good old Cherry, see where he is now. On the soft compound tyres, very, very aggressive going to turns 4 and 5. A tricky corner, that one that he's just passed. On the track, you know, you really have to get the car slowed down, and oh, he's taking it beautifully, good old Cam. I've been giving him a lot of stick recently for the performances he's been setting, especially considering he was in the highest caliber on this game, and he does need to pull his finger out if he does want to get a decent performance under his belt. But he's definitely come into France with determination at the least, because he's really putting a shift in now. Down the straight, peels off to the left hand side, makes the track as wide as possible so we can get the best turn-in opportunities for this fast, flat-out right-handers. And you undulate down into the turning braking zone as it dips down and back up the hill, entering 5th and 6th gears when you have to decrease the throttle, take a lot of curve on the exit as Cameron Anderson does. But now onto the penultimate corners, really making the gearbox work for its money, opting for first gear, and oh, I think he's just shifted a bit too late and sent the car a bit out wide. But here comes Cam across the line, and no improvement unfortunately for that man as Brett peels off into the pit lane. Samster's starting his lap. CC's on the hards. We'll refrain from looking at people on the hard tyres because we don't really want to see them set pretty naff lap times. But we do see Oliver Bell go P number 4, which is a brilliant performance from him so far. He's on hards. He's on hards. They're all on hards. I think Praga just crossed the line and went P6 in the other racing point. Yeah, pink and green helmet, I believe, or white and pink. It really screams. It really just makes you scream because it's that horrendous, the helmet from Praga. But anyways, yeah. Anyways, we carry on. Just cycling through. We'll go on board with the Williams, the only Williams to attend this year's bloody hell. It's been a long day, boys. It's been a long day. Bear with. I will get there in the end. It has been a long evening, and it's he is the only Williams on the grid. Is Abiodun, and it's the rear end steps out horrendously, going through the middle part of the sector. As he's done that very, very nicely, but he gets a lot of curve on the exit and just can't maintain the grip levels through there. He's into the penultimate corner. He's hung it out way too wide for my liking. Always locked the front right going into the final corner as well, and always all over the place, Abiodun. The Williams really not up to snuff around here. It's a decent lap time though from him. It's a 1:30.3. He will be satisfied with that lap time. Sticks him right in there with some of the front runners. But let's just appreciate Wommer and Toxic Tomato, also known as Cameron, the last time's winner around Bahrain. And yeah, brilliant performances from them, a fair few tenths above the rest. Just having a look where people are as we hear the lovely buzzing sound of the pit lane. In Sue, as Sam still wants to get back as quickly as possible. We'll stay on board with Praga as he is in hot lap Whether he wants to continue his lap or peel off into the pit lane, I will never know. But he is up on this lap, is Praga. So if he does want to stick with his lap time, he will be looking to improve. A bit wide on the S's from Praga. He seems a bit rusty. I don't know what he's been playing at, but he's probably not been on an F1 as much as he would have liked. He doesn't seem in sync with this French track. You know, you've really got to mount some of these curbs just to straighten out the track for yourselves, make it easier going through some of the corners. I think he's just making it very hard for himself. You know, he's not hitting any apexes. He's really struggling. Seems to be outbraking himself in every turn. That's the nicest he's ever done any of the corners going around the track so far. Very nice from Praga. As he enters the penultimate corner, he does opt to continue his lap, but he's too wide on that penultimate corner. You've got to be cutting more of that curb if possible. And he's got no ERS left, so Praga really not saving the ERS as he keeps in hot lap for the entire lap, and it's not paying off. He's only P number 6, pushes Abiodun, and I believe out of that number 6th position, but not too shabby from Praga. But I think he will be a bit disappointed he couldn't do a bit better. Just looking through the grid now, we've got Pip, Matt and Luke Green, who haven't set a lap time, or Greeny LFC as he's also known, his PSN. Sorry, Greeny LFC 123. Just in case you didn't know how to count, he's got you back there. You know, 1, 2, 3. It's nice to know for the people. Luke Green wears his heart on his sleeve for the people. Fantastic, brilliant. That's what you like to see. As Samster actually retires from the session, he set a medium lap and he wasn't too satisfied with himself in the qualifying session, but it could be strategical from Samster. We're seeing a lot of medium runners who are coming out to start their final laps of this session, so maybe it is strategical from the Mercedes driver. His teammate is opting for the alternate strategy, which is always beneficial, especially if your teammate's opting for the alternate strategy, because you will not clash going into the pit lane. If I could speak English, it would be very nice, as I'm really struggling with my words today. Luckily it's the only thing I'm struggling with. Cough, something else. As Praga peels off into the pit lane, that is his qualifying session over. He will not get out for another lap. He's left it miles too late, so that's unfortunate from him. And we will go on board with CC Brain, who is the first man to start his final qualifying lap as he enters turn 1. I need to go into offset T cam for that, just to see the lines people are taking through turn 1, as CC Brain actually opts out of the lap, so he's not going to continue with his medium lap. So then the next man who's coming across will be Pip Matt. So Pip Matt yet to set a valid lap time on the scoreboard. He's currently P15 behind Lucas Greenus, the admin of F2. But let's see what he can do. He's been a bit of a dark horse, good old Pip Matt. He's a solid driver, very clean. There's a yellow flag in sector 3, I believe there's been an incident. But here he comes now. This straight goes on forever. If there weren't that chicane there, I think I'd fall asleep. But anyway, good old Pip Matt. Oh no, he's completely messed up the lap going through the chicane. The front end just didn't want to turn in for him on the second half of that chicane. I think, yeah, going through this sector, I think it's an invalid lap time, so we will go off board with that man. Luke Green is just on his out lap. Just going to scan through the field just to see where everybody is. A lot of people on this back straight. Brett's going to get a lovely tow from the car ahead, but he's not actually on a lap. What is Brett doing? Yeah, don't know if anybody wants to clip that or whatever, but he's purposely put it in the wall, good old Brett, so that's not good. Praga's also retired from the session. He won't be able to finish his lap time. Ollie Flavel is letting people past, very courteous of himself. Toxic Tomato just about to start his lap. Wommer also just about to start his lap, I believe. Who was it? Was it Oogie? Yes, I believe it was Oogie in the latter stages of his lap. We're going to go on board with Paco next in the Haas. But here comes Oogie Azim. Back from his vacation, back from the time in the sun. The man's back in the spotlight. Let's see what Oogie can do across the line. And it's P10 for Oogie, very respectable on the soft compounds. And the Haas of the gamer Paco, he's currently sitting P3. I don't know if he's up on his lap time, but he crosses the line. And it's pole position for the gamer Paco. Fantastic job from him. We're going to scan through the field just to see where people are, as you get lovely camera angles left, right and centre from this grid. I believe it's Black Phoenix, one of the outstanding performers of the last 2 races. He's got no ERS, but he doesn't need any ERS because he's gone pole position. Fantastic from that man as he crosses the line. Abby Oden will be the next man across the line, or should I say child across the line. He's got way too much ERS, but he goes P5, Abby Oden, as he finishes his lap, but then Leon snatches it straight back for him in the Renault. Brilliant. Luke Green crosses the line and sets a 131.0, nowhere near anybody else, but Wammer snatches pole position off the likes of Black Phoenix to end the qualifying session and to assert his dominance as one of the best qualifiers we've seen on this F2 grid. Congratulations to Wammer. That was a fantastic lap and actually a very good shootout in the latter stages of the session. So very, very well done to everybody, especially in that top half. You know, them 4 guys: Paco, Black Phoenix, Cameron, also known as Toxic Tomato, and Tom, also known as Wammer. Very congratulations to them guys, because they did put on a very fine show, very interesting, very on the edge of your seats stuff. But we will run through the top 10. You've got Tom McElhatton on P1, P2 Toxic Tomato, P3 Black Phoenix, P4 the Gamer Paco, Leon bringing up P5, P6 we have Abby Oden. Joining him we have Ollie Favell, then Praga in the Racing Point, Cameron Anderson in P9, also known as Cherry 2 Pie, and in 10th we have Samster, who set his lap on the medium compound tyres and will be starting on the medium compound tyres. So very, very interesting indeed. I've got a bit of energy back into me, which is I think what I needed throughout that session, especially when you're not feeling it yourself. You really have to find the energy from somewhere. You know, I aspire to be, you know, Matt Romano. He really brings the energy to the streams. You know, I really feel connected to his streams. You know, that man, not a man, not of many words, but you just know what he's saying without him even saying it. You just know. Anyway, enough about Matt, because it's not about Matt, it's about me. It's my stream. It's not anybody else's, it's my stream. And this is why you're all here, just to see me, lovely me, on the streams. As we're waiting for players, because connections need to sync with one another, hope the connection stays fine for everybody in the lobby and we have no complications in that regard. The Pirelli Colour Edition, oh fantastic, oh brilliant. They definitely took that very literally in France. Colour Edition, have you not seen how brightly lit everything is? Bloody, gives you a bit of a migraine in the back of that head of yours, you know, spectating all this. Look, the sun just glistens off of it. Oh, rubbish. As somebody takes out the bollard already at turn number 2. So strategic for somebody or not, I'm not too sure, but the bollard's already gone at turn number 2, so we won't be seeing anybody hitting that anytime soon, only unless it's rolling across the track, and hopefully it's not rolling across the track, as we see another bollard completely wiped out. As these drivers know what they're doing clearly and really, really want to get these obstacles out of the way before they start the race. As we have 13 viewers at the moment, not as many as we have in previous streams, and I understand why. I'm not up to full energy levels at the moment and my capacity is dwindling today. You know, I think that the man flu has hit the Lordy household, as Woman just doesn't even bother to turn that corner, because why not? Let's hope he doesn't do that in the race and picks up any penalties, but people not opting to give the cars a bit of a wiggle to get the tyres heated up. I think the softs are pretty self-explanatory when you heat them up anyway. Just cycling through the field, seeing what people are on. Or I can just go to the indicator, Lewis, and it tells you what people are on. And there you have it. The top 9 are on soft compound tyres, because they set that in qualifying. Samster was the only exception in P10. The rest have all opted for the medium compound tyres to start this race. But yeah, just going through the field. Not the busiest of grid. The busiest of grid. The busiest of grids. One for debate. English skills wasn't my forte. One for the busiest, not one for the busiest of grids. We'll make it work. With only 16 drivers, well 15 for the official qualifying session, but obviously Skeven did join late and will have a default setup, I do believe, so that should be fun. But anyway, enough about Skeven's rubbish setup and more about the start of this French Grand Prix. We are here at the luxurious Paul Ricard. The 90,000 capacity stadium, facility, track, circuit, whatever you want to call it, is housed many fans over the years, has housed many brilliant races over the years. I've been lucky to participate in a few of myself. And here we go. It's 5 red lights for the French Grand Prix. And away we go. We see Womack get a bit of a stalled start, but the camera angle's terrible. Will Cameron challenge him into turn number 1? We'll have to see. There's already carnage on the straight as we see a racing point is backwards. Going already on the straight as Tom loses out to Cameron. And I think Black Phoenix has been caught up in a bit of debris. And Black Phoenix is dwindling down the positions as we see the Williams and the Mercedes scamper ahead. We're going to go down as we see more contact as one of the Williams takes off the road. Abiodun all over the place as we see the likes of Leon pushing his way up to P number 4 and shoves the Williams out of the way. Gamer Packers had a solid start as well, just going down the field, seeing if everybody is okay. A bit of a scruffy start for the second tier of league racing. As you see some of the drivers on softs go all the way down to 15th and 16th. Praga and Cherry 2 Pie look down and out already in this race, starting on the soft compound tyres. We're going to stay on board with CC Brain, who's made up a couple of positions on them mediums, are currently in 8th position and the highest medium runner for the moment. Fantastic job from him. We're going to look at Samster as well, because he's all over the back. He's all over the back of Brettster in that Renault. He's opting to stay in 7th gear, and he's going to go down the inside of Brett as Brett goes horrendously wide, and he's not going to lose just 1 position, he's lost 2. Will he come back on the McLaren of Pip Matt? He's trying to go around the outside. Brett all over the place. The man who killed himself in qualifying inserted himself into P1, and Abiodun's round. Abiodun is also round as we see the likes of Brett hold it round the outside of the penultimate corner. I've never seen moves like this before. He's pushed Pip Matt out of the way. CC Brains up to 7th position, and look at this, Luke Green's all over the place trying to fight for scraps down there in P11. Everything's chopping and changing. I can't keep up with it. It's fantastic as my voice breaks multiple times just to keep up with the likes of these guys driving their arses off. Ugi Azim, Abiodun, I believe Praga may have already been in the pit lane. It seems that way as they opt for the soft tyre right about now. A bit of lag on my screen as we see the drivers go single file through some of these corners. We're just going to shuffle upwards because I think Brett has been all over the place in the first couple of laps. Really I don't even know, troublesome driving, I think is the best way to describe it from Brett. Pushing Pit Matt all over the place. We're just going to check on board with these guys just to see if anything's happened as Leon and Gamer Paco are battling, as Leon's going to try around the outside. He's actually going to cut the corner to try and get past him. You can't get past him, but he's going to get a better run. He's going to get a better run on the game of Paco. Whether the game will disallow that or not, I'm not too sure. Paco's actually going to back out of that move as Leon sweeps around the outside. And we also see Ollie Pavel and Black Phoenix all over each other into this section as well. Pip Matt also all over the back of Brettster. Is he going to make a move down the inside there? Very tricky corner. You know, it's a long left-hander. You can't really stick it on the apex because you're not going to get the grip as Brett cuts another corner from the commentary screen. Breathe, Lordy, breathe. It's only F2, just breathe. Toxic Tomato has a 1.5 second gap back to Tom McElhatton at the moment as we see the likes of Pip Matt putting it in overtake. Will he get the move done on Brettster as there's contact? And Brett, it's not very clean driving from Brett. He's really all over the place as Pip Matt actually runs wide due to contact mid-corner. As we're going to go on board with Luke Green, who's got a lovely spectacle of this. Brett nearly went down the inside into the sweeping left-hander, the right-hand king. And Brett sideways as well as he locked up and put it in neutral. Brett is having a horrendous race. I think I've made that mistake before. Horrendous race. He's nearly lost it again on the fast left-hander. And here comes Skeven. This man's got 6 wings. And he's still going to challenge Brett down the straight after the poor exit he's had. Here comes Steven now. He's got loads of airs. Is he going to plough it down the inside? No, he's not. Brett's taking a lot of speed into that corner. He's going to get a terrible exit. But Skeven's got an even worse exit coming out of this corner now. Will Skeven be under attack? No, Cameron is too far behind. And Praga is also too far behind to mount a challenge. As I say hello to the 16 viewers in the chat. I haven't got the stream up on my phone, unfortunately, so I will not see any of your comments, but I hope you are enjoying thus far. As you see Ollie Flavel and Samster go neck and neck with each other, and Samster around the outside, fantastic move from him. on the medium tyres. This man's looking very, very quick. Tom, well, hopefully won't have to deal with him, because he's going to have to watch out, because his teammate is on fire on the mediums. And the softs aren't going to wear or degrade round here too quickly, so they really needs to start pulling his finger out as the game. Paco goes down the inside into turn 1, but it's a right-hander for turn number 2, and Leon parks on the exit, also runs a tiny bit wide. Lack of grip from good old Leon. As we see, Leon, he's got to defend the position, and Paco, you can't really put your nose there. You know, it's a sweeping right-hander. It's a tight right-hander into a sweeping. Oh my God, English! Sweeping left-hander. So you can't really put your nose there. So a bit of a silly mistake from Gamer Paco, which pushes him all the way down to P11, unfortunately. But releases Leon into a P number 3, and CC Brain is being challenged by this man, Black Phoenix. But CC on the mediums is P5. And Pip Matt is right behind him in P6, also on the medium. So this grid is all over the place. It's like Connect 4. Have we got any? Oh, the front 4 are red, so they're a Connect 4. We've got a couple of 3s, a couple of 1s. But no, apart from the front 3, we've got a Connect 4 there with all the soft compound tyres all in a row. But Black Phoenix looks like he's out for blood. This man had an awful start, conceding a few positions early on in the race. Really dropping down from the front 3 guys, but he's really come back with a vengeance, and he's there in P4, and he's hunting down Leon as CC. Oh, I think he's just outbroke himself there. Maybe the medium's just still quite not up to optimal temperature yet. CC's actually putting in a brilliant job, so congratulations to CC. Just for the moment, he's putting in a brilliant performance. You know, he's got a 1 second gap, I believe, to Pit Matt as well, so doing very well. But Black Phoenix on the inside. See, this is what happened with Gamer Paco. Is it going to be the same as Gamer Paco? No, it's not, because Black Phoenix actually loses it mid-corner through turn number 2. As we enter turn number 3, he's not going to be as silly as the Gamer Paco to slap it down the inside on Leon, as he's all 4 wheels off the track there across the curb. But we'll let him off, because he's been one of the drivers of the season so far. Will he challenge Leon down the straight? He's going to have a tremendous slipstream, and he's also going to have DRS. But look at CC. Does he sit behind this? He's got double toe, and he's got DRS. Does he sit behind? I don't know. I don't know if I'm CC. I might actually start challenging these guys, because you do look a bit quick on them mediums, as Black Phoenix goes down the inside of Leon, as I've swapped the wrong way, and gets the move done on the Renault driver. Brilliant from Black Phoenix. Gets a lovely exit as well, and here comes CC Brain. Yep, he's got the right mentality. CC, he's sat behind them for long enough. He really wants to get them out of the way now. He knows he's got the pace, he knows he's got the tyres, he knows he's got the grip. And is he going to try around the outside? That's brave. That's very brave. He's going to try and stick it there, but CC opting to keep hold of P number 5 for the moment. Tries to debate Leon down the inside of the left-hander there as well in the second sector. But Leon's too smart for that. He's got eyes only for Black Phoenix as he clings to the rear, and Black Phoenix picks up 3-second penalty for multiple warnings. So CC, just keep your eyes peeled, as Luke Green has passed his teammate as well. Not past his teammate, sorry, past Pit Matt for P number 6, and he's right behind this battle actually, Luke Green. So Luke Green showing some turner pace as well. So CC and Luke on the same strategy, which is going to compromise one of them, but they really do need to start clearing these soft runners now. The mediums have come into an element of their own, and they really need to start putting in the lap times now, getting a shift on, because these soft runners are holding them up. And look at the train that's forming. Luke Green and CC built up a gap to the likes of Pit Matt, but look at this beautiful camera angle just to represent how close the grid is currently, as we see the likes of Prague are pitting, but he's nowhere near, so we will stay out of his way, as Leon's going to go down the inside of Black Phoenix. We're going to go on board with good old Sabrain Cornelius. That man, as Steven picks up a 3-second penalty, and I believe he's in this train as well, so very unfortunate for him, as Leon does a brilliant move to get past Black Phoenix. But Black Phoenix, oh, he's coming right back at him at the flat-out right-hander. Leon's probably had to lift, but a brilliant move from Black Phoenix to nab back that 3rd position. And while this is all ensuing, the top 2 are running away with it. Cameron Toxic Tomato is God, if I can speak, he's running away with it at the front, and he actually pits on lap 5, and also Black Phoenix has opted to pit as well. So these soft tyres, clearly not the optimum tyre to be on. They have won a lot quicker than expected. Tom does stay out another lap on these softs just for some clear air. But here comes Leon now. He's going to have to defend from CC Brain, but he's got to play this smart. He can't lose time to CC Brain. He does pick up the DRS from the likes of Black Phoenix's car before it enters the pit lane. He's still picked up DRS, which is favourable for him. But there is a massive train behind Leon now, and he knows this, as Wommer looks like he's actually lost a bit of time to Leon up there in front. So these tyres really wearing. The degradation is horrendous. We're going to go on board with this lovely camera as well, and CC Brain's looking very quick. If I'm Leon, I'm not fighting this. He's going to take to the inside line, whether that's to get out the way or whether that's just to show a bit of respect to CC so he doesn't have to move. But I think it's the smartest decision just to let CC go and concentrate, maybe get a bit of slipstream down the straight, because you're not racing him at the moment. You're racing the guys who have pitted, and Leon will be coming out next to the likes of Black Phoenix when he eventually pits. Is Luke Green going to go for a move down the inside? This is definitely going to compromise Leon. He is going to go for a move down the inside. Luke Green is on the move, boys. He's in P number 3, but Leon's going to fight back. Leon's going to fight back around the outside, but there's no way through, and Luke Green has done an absolute beauty of a move around the outside there. Fantastic from Lucas Greenus, the man from Farley up north Yorkshire, is doing a brilliant job in the Red Bull Racing at the moment, as Leon does peel off into the pit lane, as we see the likes of Brett Sturt still all over the place. He's picked up a penalty. I did see it at the bottom of the screen as well. Curiously though, Wommer opts to stay out on the set of softs. So Wommer really... Oh, and as Brett's hit the back of Pitmat, Pitmat's round Brett. What are you doing, son? Poor old Pitmat. He never has any luck whatsoever, this man doesn't. And poor old Pitmat. Oh, he's down. Oh, that's silly from Brett, that is. That's very, very silly. But we're just going to see where the likes of Leon and Black Phoenix will feed out. Leon is miles away, so he's cost himself a lot of time. You know, 3 seconds he's lost to Black Phoenix scrapping away with the likes of Luke Green and CC Brain. So very, very interesting, as Cameron, or Toxic Tomato as he's also known, has opted for the mediums on the pit stop. But here we are, as Brett's got past Skeven, but Skeven's having none of that. No way Skeven's going to let that go. This man's a fighter. He's got the heart of a dog. And he's going to go down the inside of Brett. And Brett's going to come back at him down the inside into these corners. This man invents overtaking manoeuvre after overtaking manoeuvre. The places you do not put your car, Brett puts his car. This man really needs to sort his head out in this race. He's running P5 at the moment, but I won't be surprised if a penalty is coming his way, as this man is all over the shop. We'll just stay on board with him for the time being, as we see Wommer pit from the lead of the race, as Brett's gonna slap it down. Go on, Brett, slap it down the inside. He's got no traction whatsoever, and he's got no sort of turning speed, but he's gonna slap it down the inside anyway regardless. As we're just going to stay on board with Wommer actually, just to see where he filters out. I believe Cameron or Toxic Tomato will pass him down the straight, so he will be near the likes of Black Phoenix. I do believe when he exits the pit, Black Phoenix might even nab him as well. Will Leon nab Wommer? Moment of truth. I think Leon's nabbed him as well. Yes, Leon has nabbed Wommer as well, so Wommer has lost an excessive amount of time on them soft compound tyres, but he doesn't believe pitting that early will warrant the mediums going the length or the distance of the race, as we see CC Brain and Luke Green swapping positions for P1 and P2. These guys I'd probably say are about net 3-4 at the moment on these mediums. They've got really, really good pace, and they are teammates, so will they be working together or will they be rivals? We're not too sure at the moment, but it looks very friendly from the two at the moment, as Luke Green takes the lead of the race at the moment. But CC, he looks very, very quick through the corners. You know, it's hard to follow somebody through here. This track's very high speed, and it's really, really difficult to follow people through some of these high speed corners. But CC Brain really, really keeping with Luke Green. He's all over the back of him, so maybe they'll chop and change into the DRS straight just to maintain the tyre wear between themselves, because they don't want that dirty air, and they really don't want that heat coming off the back of these engines to be building up on these tyres, because they will wear away. as CC Brain opens the DRS flap and will not go past on this straight. So Cornelius maybe being instructed to sit back by Christian Horner on the team radio. You know, no multi-21 nowadays. It's race your lungs out and race your heart out. I'm definitely racing my lungs out. Bloody hell. But it's lap number 10 anyway here at Paul Ricard, and we've seen thrills, we've seen spills, and we've seen the likes of Luke Green leading a race which you don't see very often. So just watch it, drink it in, and really just marvel at the spectacle, which is Luke Green. And is CC Brain going to opt for a pass on Luke Green? He's not. So I think Luke actually left the inside open for CC to, you know, allow him to come past, but CC's not taking the opportunity, and he's right on his gearbox again. So these Red Bull boys, they are pulling away, I believe, from the guys beyond, but they really need to get a shift on now, as CC is going to take the lead of the race away from Luke Green, but that's not the optimum place. You really want to be changing positions. As you can see, Luke Green's already lost 3/10 as Wommer and Leon are battling as well. We will go on board with that just to see if Leon can mount a comeback, because Wommer is on the faster of the two compounds. Leon does have quite a good straight line speed though. He's keeping out of the slipstream, maybe just trying to sit behind Wommer, keep with him. He knows he's racing him. He knows that Wommer's pitted later and he is on these tyres, so maybe he wants him to burn out his tyres and just sit behind him and see where he leads him. I think is the best way to describe it. And we're just going to go back on board with these two lovely human beings at the top of the table. The two Red Bulls. It's been a solid performance at the moment, but they are losing time. They need to think of a better strategy that's going to warrant them both. Gaining time, because Stephen's really turned up the whip now, and I think Stephen may even have DRS for the next straight. We're not too sure. Abiodun picking up a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane, and also CC, I did see, picked up a penalty for cutting corners. We see Ugi Azim picking up a 10-second penalty all the way down there, dwindling in P16. Not a very good afternoon for Ugi Azim. Oh, as I can speak, I really need a drink. So when there's a bit of a break in the race, I will need to scamper for a drink, because my throat is completely dry and I am struggling to breathe through my nostrils as I'm commentating on this race. I think the best course of action is we see yellow flags in Sector 1. Who has had an incident? We're just going to keep on board the timing screens just to see. It is Abiodun. So Abiodun has had an incident, but he's miles away from the points anyway. So that is brilliant. We will stay on board with Brettster for the moment. I'll give you a bit of a broadcast cam, but I need to go get a drink, so I apologise for this, but I'll be back in a second. Right, apologies for that. I've never run up my stairs so fast. Jeez, I'm out of breath now. I'm knackered. But as the race continues, we still see the likes of the Red Bull boys, CC Brain and Luke Green, occupying the top two positions for the moment, just chopping and changing. I think it's more tactical than actually racing each other. And as we see the likes of Brett still stuck behind Skeven, so Skeven definitely the quicker of the two drivers at this stage of the race. If they can keep this pace up, they will be looking for very, very good points. These guys, as Abiodun calls it quits, and I think rightly so. He wasn't anywhere, unfortunately for him, during the race so far. So that man, his dreams of a French Grand Prix scoring points are over. Oh, right, and I'm just going to flick on board with Wommer, because Wommer has actually caught the back of Black Phoenix. We know Wommer is on the faster of the two compounds, and he's really showing it at the moment. Cameron, also known as Dr. Tomato, is also showing his pace. He's got a nearly spoke German then. He's got a 4.4 second gap between him and Black Phoenix, and that's where Womet needs to be at the end of the race. He will have extra grip, he will have extra tyre life, but he needs to dispatch the likes of Black Phoenix ASAP. The more he stays behind this car, the more time he's going to lose, and the more, pardon me, and the more grip that he's going to start losing as well on these mediums. Will Toxic Tomato be able to take these mediums to the end? We are not sure, and we also know that the likes of CC Brain, Luke Green, Skeven and Barrett are going to be all over these guys at the end of the race as well on them soft compound tyres. It's definitely Woma's best opportunity. He's looked one of the most solid drivers out there the entire season. He's had unfortunate circumstances that have prevented him in Bahrain. He's had a silly mistake he made at the castle section in Baku, but this man looks rejuvenated and reignited, and this man is on a charge. Thomas McElhatton is on a charge in his Patronus Mercedes, as we see the likes of Samster spin, I believe, in sector 2, and he's down to P14. As Black Phoenix actually tries to mount a comeback on Womet, but unfortunately for him, the hards really don't provide the grip around the likes of Paul Ricard, and it really shows as CC Brain is the first Red Bull to pit. So CC Brain has had enough of these tyres and he has boxed this lap. We'll check where CC Brain will come out. I imagine he'll be near Leon. The pace he's been going, it was a very, very quick stint for CC, as he's going to be further out than I expected. CC's been very, very competitive on them mediums, and he's just come out behind Ollie Flavel, so really, really good for CC, but he's put on the hards. So CC okay, so CC's actually opted for the hard tyres. So he's pitted early for the mediums and he's opted for the hards. Very silly, I think, from CC. I think he's just compromised his race and any chance of a good podium. He's compromised that, but we will see. Maybe all the tyres will blow up, so we are not sure at this moment in time. Black Phoenix still clinging on in the DRS to Womet, but Womet, as you can see, with the extra grip and the extra tyre life and the better tyres, is just starting to edge away, and it's a matter of time before he breaks that DRS chain with this man in P6. Oh, as you hear the lovely sound of me gulping down the commentary. Oh man, not too much to report on at the moment, as we just see the strategies ensue as Luke, as he pitted. Yes, so these medium runners really not finding these mediums to be in optimal temperatures, and they're all opting for the hard tyres. Brett Skeven and Luke Green are all going to exit the pit lane. And where are they going to filter out? Luke's going to be right behind CC. So CC's actually lost time. And CC's round. Oh, he's nearly taken out his teammate as well. But CC Brain is out of the French Grand Prix. Silly mistake going into turn 1. He's locked the rears. And that is game over for CC. He's got wing damage and all the way down there in P13. There is no chance of a recovery for that man. It's too late in the race, and oh dearie, dearie me, what a miserable end to what was such a promising French Grand Prix for the hometown hero, I was going to say there, but he's actually German, not French. So for his home, not too far away from France. Yeah, great, Lewis. Just wiggle yourself out of that one. It'll be fine. Don't worry. As we see Bretton nearly actually run into the back of Skeven, and we're going to see that Skeven nearly run into the back of Gamer Bacco. And Gamer Bacco, after making a silly mistake early in the race, is finding himself not too far away from Leon actually, so he's had really good pace. So poor old Gamer Bacco, he's trying his hardest on these sets of mediums, and he's going to try and take these to the end, which I don't believe will be possible. I think only one was going to be able to take his mediums to the end because he opted to stay out on the softs later. So it really has paid off for one. But here we go now. Skeven's looking mighty on them hards. People are really finding the grip on these hard compound tyres. Ooh, a bit of a shoddy exit from Skeven at the moment though. as he's really trying to find not just the pace but the courage to get past Gamer Paco. But here he goes, he's really not shy of getting right up to the back of that Haas as he nearly rear ends the Rich Energy company. And we're going to continue with this battle for now because it is the closest out on track. We've also got Ollie Flavel and Luke Green and Leon very close to each other, and we've also got Cherry 2Pi and Pip Matt very close. We're actually going to go on board with the McLarens because it looks like they're holding each other up. Pip Matt is on the hards, fresh out of the pit lane, and obviously Cherry is really long into his medium stint. Well, halfway into his medium stint, and I don't know if he'll let his teammate through here, but I think he really does need to, because the likes of Praga is going to be coming right now. Zougi Azim bids farewell to the French crowd and retires from the race. Here we go, Pit Matt, he's got no ERS and Cam's got more, so I think Cam's actually going to maintain the position, but oh, Zach Brown's going to be cringing because these two, they're going neck and neck through most corners, and Cam's really holding up his teammate now. He really needs to let him pass if they're working together. You know, maybe Cam would benefit more from the slipstream from his teammate because he's really holding him up, really not in tune with this track at the moment. I think we're just going to go off board and look at these guys. Brett's actually got a prime view of these two going neck and neck in the final sector. I did miss Skeven go around the outside of the final corner. You never really see that very often. But yeah, very nice move from Skeven up into P7. He's got some serious pace. I thought he'd have default setup, but clearly not from what I have seen. As you see the stricken Scuderia in the first sector. Still yellow flag, so you've got to be careful of overtaking under them because you will obviously get a penalty. Down the straights really is where it's going to matter. We've seen Brett go for some interesting moves before, and he's not shy to turn it up into overtake and really give him some. He's wiggling all over the place as Gamer's giving him a lot of room on the inside, which is very good driving from Paco. But they're all squirming about all over the place. Some of these chassis just cannot handle the G-force that's been pumping through the bodies and through the car. They really can't handle it with some of the setup that these guys run. You know, 1-1 wings, I'm not surprised that Brett's running because that car looks very unstable. The amount of times he's gone off the track and wide and picked up penalties, I wouldn't be surprised if he's running 1-1 wings. But the battle does continue between these three, very close. Obviously Paco not racing these guys realistically. He's not going to take them mediums to the end, surely. Well, he might try, but they definitely will drop off. And the likes of Skeven and Brett are on the hard, so they will be fine to take them to the end. Brett, not a very good exit from him, and it's really compromising his straight line speed down the straight. As we see the likes of Leon and Ollie Flavel get very close, and Ollie Flavel's lost it. Oh no, Ollie, keep it. No. Ollie Flavel neck and neck into turn one. A lot of people thinking you can go neck and neck through there. You cannot go neck and neck through turn number one. Another silly mistake at turn one sees Ollie Flavel drop out of a podium position. Well, nearly a podium position, possibly a podium position. And oh, he really did pick up the pieces in this race, but oh, tragedy for him, absolute tragedy. He's still in P9 though, still in the points. If he can keep them mediums to the end, it will be very difficult after a spin like that. But if he can keep them to the end, then that'll be a job well done for that man. Pip, Matt and Cameron are still touching tips with each other, going down every straight. Pip Matt really needs to start saving his ERS because he cannot afford to waste this much time. He is really suffering. You see the likes of Luke Green and Leon battling. We're just going to stay on board with this for the moment because these two are getting very juicy with one another. Pip Matt actually opting for the outside line to kind of cut in and hit the apex of the corner, but Cameron's aware to that, and Pip's had enough. Pip Matt's really had enough, but Cameron's positioning of his car is brilliant. He actually parks it on the apex there just to get his car stopped and turned in. But he's really holding up his teammate. Really not a good look for the McLaren boys. Are we going to see it down the inside? We are. Pip Matt frustrated, and rightly so. His teammates really compromised his race here. As we're also going to see the likes of Praga try and attack Cameron Anderson. Let's see if that'll pay off. But Braga's got no straight line speed because he's saving his ERS, which is very intelligent from Praga. These guys are wasting away as Cam actually picks up a 3-second penalty for track extended. I do want to stay on board with these guys because they really are bumping and grinding, but I'm not too sure if that's the right call. As we're actually seeing, Toxic Tomato is the same pace as Wommer at this stage of the race. If he can keep these mediums to the end, then Wommer is really going to be disappointed with himself because he has shown brilliant pace all weekend. But oh, look at the McLarens, they're all over each other. Going into the chicane, Cam's got no straight line speed, not straight line speed, no corner speed because he's clipped the curb on the inside. But look at these two, they are literally battling hammer and tongue, nail to nail, tooth and nail, sorry, nail to nail, tooth and nail, and Cam's going to hang it round the outside and then he's going to chop his teammate off into the next corner. Cam, what a move to position himself back inside the points. But while this is going off, Praga is saving more ERS for the attack. He's waiting for an accident to happen and he's going to capitalise and take the points off both of them. And oh, Pitmat's tried to lunge it down the inside and Cam shuts the door. Is he going to try on the last corner? No, not this time for Pitmat. It's absolutely crazy here at Paul Ricard. And here comes Samster in the background. These guys are costing themselves bucket loads of time. Oh, Pitmat, is he going to try into turn one? No, but look how close he is. The battle for 10th position is heating up, boys and girls and females and males and whatever you want to call yourself. If you're genderless, then gender fluid or whatever you want to call it, then power to you. As Lugi seems had enough, he doesn't want to see the McLarens battling for P10, but I certainly do. It's one of the best battles I've seen. It's brilliant. Pitmat's actually not close enough down this straight, and I think Praga needs to pounce now if he wants any chance of getting past these two. But then Samster's also here as well, so Samster might be wanting a bite at the cherry. Did you get it? Cherry, buy the cherry 2 pie. Hey, well, I'm here all week. As we're actually going to go off that battle for now and go on board with Bretster, who seems to have disconnected from Skeeven. But Skeeven has also caught Leon, and Leon's also caught Greeny again. So Greeny was on a bit of a charge, but he's actually been caught by the likes of Leon again. So Leon really fighting hard as the game of Baco is on the inside into the last corner. I can't keep up with this battle. They're all over each other. Brett's got the DRS, but Baco's got the slipstream. So Brett's have finally got the move done on the game of Baco and can now push and hopefully get away from that Haas. I still think he will pick up a penalty with the incident with Pitmat because he did take him out. But anyway, we're going to go on board with Leon because he is pushing Luke Green out of the way, basically. I need to have a drink because my throat is gone. Oh, and while I'm having a drink, I'm going to have to stop because Luke Green's under attack from Leon. And oh, Luke Green's round. Lucas Greenus. It looked too good to be true. And round he goes. Poor old Luke Green. And now he's under attack from Ollie Flavel. And Skeeven may be looking to have a sniff at the Renault. This man didn't even... he started last. This man started last. Look where he is. The mark of a true racing driver. Oh, Jesus. Jesus, have mercy on my throat. Please. And this is the closest battle we've got on track at the moment. Leon and Skeeven. Leon really looks to be pushing his heart out, but I don't think he's got that raw pace that Skeeven's got. Skeeven looks the more comfortable of the two drivers, and he also looks the driver that's got just more raw pace. Like when he can pull it out, he'll pull it out. Leon looks a bit wobbly and wavy. That battle with Luke Green May have taken some stamina out of the young man. He's doing a brilliant job in P4, but here comes Skeven. No prisoners. Skeven's going to be taken. He wants the job done. We're going to switch to Leon just to see if he's going to... Oh, he's definitely going to mount an offense. That's brilliant if he holds that. And he's pushed Skeven off the track, but you can cut that corner anyway. But Leon's got tremendous traction out of there. Brilliant defending from the young man. Is he going to cover the inside? No, he's going to stick to the racing line. And unfortunately for Skeven, that's not where he wants to be. But is he going to put it down the inside of this corner? Yes, he is. That's very tight from Skeven. And it's cost him. It's really cost him as the game of Paco and Brett are also neck and neck fighting it out. And Skeven is round. From my perspective, it looked like Skeven just took the corner a bit too tight, and he was bound to understeer out towards Leon, and obviously Leon was there, so I don't think the racing incident really. I think Skeven, if anything, should have made the corner a bit more appealing to himself, and then he probably would have got the move done. I think the same with Luke Green as well. I think Leon was there and Luke's kind of turned in and just not left him enough room, and he's tagged his rear, so I think Leon's actually been pretty solid. I don't think Leon's done anything wrong there, but I don't think any driver's done anything wrong. I think it's just purely racing incidents. But anyway, back to the action. Enough about incidents, as we're going to see Samster humping the rear of a McLaren, which is something you love to see. As we're starting to see Cameron as well, just going back to the front guys, we're starting to see Cameron, Toxic Tomato, really fall off the pace now. Wammer's closed to 2.5 in the last couple of laps, and he's really wringing out the most he can out of these mediums. I think the soft mediums is the strategy to go if you turn the tyre pressure down. The medium hards, it's a comfortable strategy, but it's not the right one, as Pit, Matt and Cam go neck and neck again, and oh my days! Samster just rear ends the back of Pit Matt, and that is his hopes and dreams crushed in an instant. Samster, I don't know what he was thinking, but he is just ploughed into the back of Pit Matt. I think unaware that Pit Matt was slowing down prematurely because of Cam slowing down prematurely trying to defend his position, and Samster's just been caught out, and yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that's wing damage or what, because that is was one hefty hit. This is the closest battle we've got on track at the moment. These three musketeers, they've been together like glue the entire time, but Samster picks up a 5-second penalty for speeding and then retires, so had enough. But yeah, the three musketeers stuck together like glue for the entire race, and Prague has just been sat behind them. Just, I don't even know why, he's just been sat behind them like, yeah, I'm just gonna stay here. Why not? I like a view, a lovely Terry's chocolate orange view of the two McLarens. I think his tyres are actually starting to wear now. You can't really see the turn in of Prague very well, like he's really struggling to get that car turned in. But look at Pit Matt, look at this man, he is really giving it some down the straight. Go on son, go on son, get him out the way, get him out the way. It's been a fantastic battle between the two teammates, but one of them has to prevail. Is Cam going to stick it down the inside? He is, but he's going to concede, but he's going to get a better exit for the next straight. Oh, he's nearly lost it under traction. That's going to compromise him. He's kept it though. Very well done for Cam, he's kept it. Is he going to try around the outside? He knows he's got to keep him behind. He knows he's going to go the long way around though. He's definitely not going to keep it now, surely. Pit Matt's aware to him round the outside. Cam's still going to put it there. But look at the ERS use, and he's really getting on the power early. Some would say medium traction. Obviously not, because he's in F2. But, you know, that's just the power of the pad. Can really get on the traction. But that's it. I think Pit Matt's going to go now. That was his last bout, and unfortunately the tyres just let go for Cam. I don't think he's got anything left in the tank. He's still going to stick it in overtake anyway. He wants another bite at Pit Matt. Well, I don't think it's going to come for you, mate, unfortunately. I think them mediums are done, but Pit Matt doesn't look very quick as Cam's actually rimming the back of his teammate once again through turn number 1. So having the dirty air really benefits you through turn 1 for some reason. And I don't know if these mediums are done. I might have spoke a bit too soon. Cam really not losing faith in himself as he runs a tiny bit wide, which is definitely going to compromise his exit. Matt really on the power early, and I don't think Cam's going to be able to come back, but look at this, he's going to fight till the last drop of Urs is used. Cam is miles back, but with DRS and Urs, he's going to get right up to the back of his teammate. And his teammate has no answer for it thus far. He's very cautious, and well, that's one way to answer it, isn't it? Just rim the curb. There you go, just rim the curb. If anybody's behind you close, guys, just rim the curb. That'll do. But anyway, we will carry on. We'll go on board with this battle later on, as we're going to see the likes of Ollie Flavel after his spin earlier and Luke Green after his spin earlier actually catch these guys ahead. There's only 2 seconds separating them, and they're so close together it's hard to call. The game of Paco is actually got ahead of Skeven. Oh yeah, Skeven spun, didn't he? Yeah, do apologise, there's been that many thrills and spills I've lost count as the game of Paco picks up a penalty, but Skeven's back for revenge. He wants that P4. I think P4 is the max for these guys now. They just haven't had the raw pace of some of these guys up front. As we see Wommer, he is 1 second behind Cameron in the closing stages of this race. Whether he had DRS or not, I think he did, because that gap's coming down a lot further now. Wommer is really going for it, and Cameron's done a fantastic job to take these mediums. 21 laps, I think it'll be when he crosses the line, or 20 laps. But I don't think it'll all be for naught if one can overtake him. These guys, look at them, they're all over the place. Brett's tried to go up the inside of his teammate and nearly wiped him out. The game of Paco's had to slow down tremendously, and that allows Skeven to come back into play as well. We're going to have to switch on board with Wommer at some point, and we will do. I will promise you we will switch on board with Wommer. We're going to actually do it now, because I think he's going to mount an offence. Will he mount an offence on this straight on the last lap of the race, or will he save him? I think he's going to save himself for the big straight. We're going to go on board with these guys just to see what's happening. Skeven's all over the place. Brett's all over the place. Paco's all over the place. Oh, Paco's nearly lost it at the last corner, and that's going to allow Skeven. Here comes Skeven. He's got bags of ERS. He's going to keep it in overtake for the entire lap, potentially. And Brett's also going to go around the outside of his teammate into turn number 1. That's not going to end well. Brett, what a move. One of the moves of the race from Brett to overtake his teammate into P4. Leon's really fallen off the cliff with these hard compound tyres. I don't know what tyre pressures he's running, but he really needs to get his act together if he wants to maintain that P4, because he's just been mugged, absolutely mugged at turn number 1 and 2. And we're going to go on board now with Wommer. He's going to make, this is the race winning pass. Will Wommer have enough ERS? Tom's going to go up the inside. Oh, it's an argy-bargy from the 2. It's very personal. But Tom McElhatton on the final lap. What a fantastic pass from him. He's got bags of ERS as well. He's got reserve ERS at his disposal. I think it's over from then too. We're just going to go on board with these 4, because these have been the battles of the season so far. Fantastic here at Francis Skeven. There's no way he's going to try it again. Skeven's going to do the same move he did last time, and he's ran Leon right off the track. And here comes the game of Paco. It's brilliant from these guys. They're all over the place. Oh my God, I'm losing my voice. And across the line it's going to be Tom McElhatton for the win. But no, Tom has a penalty. Tom has a penalty, and Cameron will win his 2nd consecutive race in a row, as Leon's going to maintain 4th and Luke Green is going to get 5th, because Ollie Flavel 6th with Brett, Skeven and Paco. Penalties galore, and out of the McLaren team. Oh, and Cam Silly lost it on the final lap at the last corner, and out of the teammates Cam had penalties. And oh my God, what an end to the race. Oh my days. Oh my God, my throat. It's absolutely horrendous. Well, congratulations. Woo! Woo! And it's CC Brain. While CC Brain comes around the track, we will invite these guys. We're going to make it short and sweet. We are not going to have a long press conference. I cannot speak. I really need to come off the mic as I have a wasp in my room, which is always pleasant. Lovely, 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 lovely. But anyway, let's invite these guys. Black Phoenix as always, and Toxic Tomato. Lovely. We'll see if Former wants one. I don't know if he will. He did seem to leave the lobby pretty quickly, but we will give him one anyway. But anyway, guys, for those of you, just pardon me, I do apologise. For those of you who want to see what happened, here you have it. A fantastic race and victory for Toxic Tomato. He took them mediums longer than I've ever taken. A hard stint. Really well done from him. Tom, also commiserations are not winning, but that penalty really cost you, mate. If you had one more second in you, maybe you could have taken it. But Cameron was too good. We've got Black Phoenix, a solid P3 after a few mistakes at the start. Really did cost him, but you know, started third, finished third. Can't be too upset with that. We've got the likes of Leon, Luke Green, a good recovery drive from him after the earlier spin. Leon, fantastic, did lose the hards towards the end, but really recovered well. We've also got Ollie Favell in the P6, solid from him. Brett, bit dirty driving it some places, but nonetheless some brilliant action, but a lot of penalties. Same with Skeeven, same with Paco, and it's cost him, with Pit Matt bringing up the rear in P number 10. Oh. So I'm going to have a well-deserved drink just to commemorate this fantastic race. The high of spectators. Oh man. Right. Whew. Not a lot to say from myself, so I'm going to ask a few questions. We've got two of the as we've got two of the three, as I completely dropped my controller and pulled my mic out, we've got two of the three podium place positions here with us tonight, as I can't speak because I've lost my head completely. It's too warm and I just want to go to bed. But Cameron, for a second week running, is here with us with a emphatic race win, and we've also got Black Phoenix joining us in the commentary box with a solid third position. We'll go to you first, Cameron. How are you? Not many words to describe his second F2 win of the campaign, but it was really well driven from yourself. First question obviously coming to you. Did you expect one to have the pace at the end? You looked like you were holding your own, but was it the medium compounds that went off, or was it just pure, you know, exhaustion that got the best of you at the end of the race, but you really did seem to drop it in the latter stages?
Then nearly spun, but no, the tyres were, for the majority of it, they were all good, but just that last lap was a bit sketchy.
Yeah, like you say, you were the earliest to pit out of everybody on the soft compound, and you really did have to wring the every last performance out of them mediums, so congratulations on doing that. Also as well, the start seemed to go very well for yourself. You really did pick up the pace and just kind of run with it. With Tom, with the likes of Leon and Black Phoenix having a bit of a bad start and getting swallowed up in the pack. But how was the race from your point of view? Boring, or did you just get on with it, or was it quite a good race for yourself?
Yeah, I thought it was a good race for myself. Me and Tom always stayed quite close, but yeah, I thought he would have been a bit closer. Also, I thought Leon and Black Phoenix would have been a bit closer, but it seemed that Black Phoenix got stuck in the pack, and me and Tom then started to drop Leon. But I think overall, another good race for myself, and yeah, it's a good race from Tom as well.
Yeah, like you say, it was a good race from Wommer. We're going to come to third place man, Black Phoenix, after what can be described as the most unluckiest Bahrain Grand Prix I've seen in a long time. You've bounced back and you've put it on the podium. So how did your race go, mate?
I mean, first off, it was before the pit stop was quite shocking. I didn't want to go 3 wide, so I kind of backed out, and then yeah, I just got caught up in mid pack, and at that point, top 2 was just gone. And then yeah, but I had to go on the hards because my tyre wear was just too bad, so I just was hoping, because I got a penalty, so I was just hoping to keep the podium. So yeah, it was a scruffy race, but at the end it was just chasing down, so because I was closing back on him. So yeah, too much.
Yeah, like you say, it's a top performance. You're on the podium. Can't ask for too much more than that, apart from maybe a win. But you touched on it there. Your start. I just want to get a bit of insight from yourself. What actually happened at the start? Because it really looked like you released the clutch too early, or you've just not got the traction on, especially on the softs as well. You know, the most optimum tyre from the start. You know, what happened to you? Because you did get swallowed up in the pack.
Well, my actual launch was very good. I think I got a bit of a start with front 2, but Wommer and Toxic Tomato just went like we were about to go 3 wide, so I backed out, and then Wommer was going slow, so I went up his inside in turn 2, and I kind of tapped him, and I kind of nearly spun it. So I just got completely eaten alive by the mid pack, and that just cost me. So I think that didn't cost me a win; it just cost me a closer race. I think.
Yeah, I couldn't have said it better myself. You know, you 3 guys were the top 3 in terms of pace. I don't think anybody else could have really challenged you. Especially from the positions they were starting. Leon did look like he could keep with you guys at the start, but then seemed to just drop off, minute by minute as the race kept going on, especially on them hards. He was finished at the end. And the likes of Brett got tangled up a few times. A lot of silly, clumsy mistakes from a few drivers. But hey ho, you're on the podium. You can't ask for much more than that. Literally, you 3 were outstanding performances from both of you. I think Tom needed it. out of all of you, I think Tom needed the performance after the season start, the season opener Baku, where he crashed, and then obviously having no setup for Bahrain, you really did need a good performance. So shout out to Wommer. But last thing I will say to both of you is, was the strategy pre-planned, or was it as the race progressed you suddenly realised the softs weren't going long enough, or the mediums weren't going to go long enough, or was it, we'll come to you first, Cameron.
No, the strategy was always soft mediums, pit lap 6, and just not really conserve tyres, but don't over excessively push them.
And you,
yeah. Yeah, I didn't think I could do soft to medium. I mean, originally I wasn't going to go on the soft, but I just thought mid pack is just too like a handful to handle. So I went on the hard, just not a gamble, but just I'd say it's a safe strategy to do. But I still got 3rd, so that's all I'm worried about.
Yeah, well, you've got 2 different strategies here, guys, and you've got 2 different outcomes, and they've both ended up on the podium. So it's not what happens before the race, it's what happens on the day. And congratulations to these guys, and also Tom for finishing P2 in the Mercedes. And I'll be back next week, which I believe is Canada. Someone correct me if I'm wrong in the comments or whatever. But yeah, 7 PM on a Monday night. I need a shower and a shave, so goodbye.